gentlemen, welcome to the old school, new vibes. Where the older and the new G's speak about the golden era and the modern era. Old school, new school, need the murder. Featuring Logan, Dave, and Ark Medina. Old school, new school, need the murder.
Yo, thank you for coming to join us. Episode 2.
What's going on,
Old
everybody?
school, new vibes.
Yeah,
What's
we
good,
on
my
the roll.
G's?
Episode 2. What's good, y'all? We back for more action.
Word up.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Okay.
What you guys been up to? What's the latest? What's the word on the street? Let me know.
Candidly speaking, well, honestly speaking, rather. Kind of woke up today a little hungover, bro. I had some nutcrackers last night.
The Nutties.
Son.
Man, were
New
you
York
up in
Nutties.
the heights or some shit?
Nah, it was
La
actually
Marinas.
shout out to Canta and Bodega,
Okay.
Sophie, one of our friends. And it was our anniversary. So, when she's like, yo, try this, frozen. And you taste it. And
They were frozen nutcrackers?
That's what I'm saying.
Damn, you
So
got
the shit tasted like a fucking
crazy.
slushy.
You got your nuts cracked.
Jungle
you know what I
Juice.
mean?
Exactly. Yo, I swear, how I woke up, I did
Yeah.
not expect that. Just how good it tastes. I
Like
just
you
had
drank a
two.
Four Loko back in the day.
No lie, like
Four locos.
My
That's
G.
it. That's a recipe for disaster.
Lit.
I just had two of them, and I woke up crazy.
Damn.
Like,
Sounds like
Yeah.
a fun night.
so yeah, other than that, during the week, work,
Yeah.
dealing with
Grinding.
Me, on the other hand, I just got a massage from Massage Envy.
ooh,
Nice,
happy endings.
nice,
Nice.
nice old Russian lady, Olga.
Whoa.
Fingertips working in.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay.
Real nice and stretched, yes?
I got a massage from the new massage gun that I bought on
Those are nice.
off the web. Yeah, so that's about all I did all week.
Just straight in the bed with the massage.
I
He's
got
sitting in bed
With the
all
massage
week.
gun.
yeah,
all
I'm healing
over
up
you.
this back, man. I haven't been able to do shit, but
Tell
you
you
know,
this stretch,
just sulking
my
my
G.
sorrows.
You gotta go and get all jokes aside, massage, man. Like,
Yeah, at least,
get
I
some
mean,
acupuncture.
I'm gonna go
Might
back to
sound
the
excessive, but
I'm gonna go
once
back
a
to the
month.
chiropractor. and,
Chiropractor's
keep
key,
getting
too.
that work in, but you know,
What else?
it is what it is.
Was doing
turn you to bubble wrap real quick.
the
Crackling.
watching all the crazy madness going on with the voting, and they're going in, son. Like every time I open my phone, don't forget to vote. It's like I get it,
bro.
I
but
thought you were
I've
talking about
never
the
seen
the
an-
debates.
I'm about to
That too?
disconnect my email because all I do, I just keep getting votes
right?
from
Like out of all years, this year, like
crazy.
they're going in.
Well,
hard,
it makes sense
hard.
because it's not as accessible as they're putting it that way that you can't just walk up to your nearest voting district or designated zone and vote. You have to mail your votes in.
Ballots in,
You
yeah.
have to mail the ballots in. But like watching these debates, you ever watch South Park? And you just see them all outlandish stuff. Like I feel like we're living in South Park right now.
It's that movie Idiocracy, man.
It
you
is.
ever saw that?
Yep.
Yeah, I need to
Well,
go
I
see
mean, this
that
country's
in the
been in
90s.
idiocracy for the past few years. now.
Seriously, like if we're not
You know?
in the idiocracy era right now, I don't know what the heck we're in. But it's like, they'll take the whole debate, and even some of the topics they're talking about are just like, it really isn't something like of where the country should be heading in. They're talking about past stuff or like just highlights.
You
It's
know
a
what's
fucking
sad?
joke. It's a clown
Yeah.
show. That's
Look
the way I
what's
see it.
highlighted right
It's
now,
sad
the
when
fly.
literally, that's what I was gonna say. Like the most highlighted thing of this entire debate is a fly on someone's head. Like that's
Oh my god!
welcome to America.
They were making memes out of it. I saw this funny ass shit. I think our boy Gio posted it.
With that
it has the
doggy
Karate Kid
face.
Daniel.
Oh.
No, it has Daniel's son with the 2 chopsticks and the
Yeah.
fucking
trying
fly.
to flick the.
That shit was hilarious, bro.
Things like that catches the highlight of the whole, and people just lose the meaning a lot, man.
I just
can't-
think this whole, I don't know. I don't want to pick sides anymore. I was rooting for a particular person, but then they're not in the race. I just feel like it's all a setup, man. This shit was just like planned out this way, and
What they
whoever
say-
wins is not gonna
Matter
make
anyway.
any difference. They're just puppets.
Yeah.
But
in
they
my
say
book.
the
They're both
left
they're
wing,
both
the right wing,
puppets.
they're both part of the same bird. You know what I mean,
Yeah,
Carl?
yeah.
Get my
It's a
tinfoil
joke,
hat and,
man.
Yeah.
What's
Facts.
that? You got some shots? Oh shit!
tinfoil hat because we're getting crazy over here with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nah. Trust me.
Yeah.
I'm. That's not even the tip of the iceberg. I'm gonna keep it simple.
Yeah, we need a whole episode.
This shit,
just
I've
we call
tuned.
it tinfoil.
Just to keep it real, like I just tuned out. I've tuned out of all this crazy. It's just the news just hits you with like headlines.
Yeah.
It's not fear of this COVID shit. Is It's the politics. It's just too much.
And
man.
if it's not that, it's commercials about like a disease you may have, and like the symptoms is like,
Mesothelioma.
are you having?
what?
The mesothelioma.
Oh my god.
Yo, Raji, did you? Are you having thoughts? Are you breathing?
Do you walk with
You
your
may
right foot in
have-
front of your left?
You
may.
You may have, and then it has
may
like,
have COVID.
and then it has this one fucking medicine, right, with like 1 million side effects. Side
Gee.
effects, your life might fall
10%,
off.
10% it will work though.
Yeah,
Those are good odds,
10%,
no?
Yeah.
I don't
crazy.
understand, man. So, it's
But
like-
again, I think we touched on it before. Like, the news tells you everything to fear, but they don't tell you how to take care of yourself, how to build your immune system, how
Nothing.
to, stay in shape. They don't push none of that. They just want you to get on the drugs and be fearful, pretty much.
man, one
Opioid addiction
Yeah.
took me to the sunken place. Like
Yeah.
Kanye's, it's in music. People telling you,
and it's the highest right now. Opioid, like the addiction, man. That's
That's
Probably
been
the
that's
highest
been a
it's ever
crisis
been
for years,
right now.
though. It's been a crisis
yeah.
for years.
But all it, it's funny. Pre-COVID time, healthcare was like at its lowest, bro. It was literally about to fall apart, man. A lot of people were finding holistic, methods to heal, yoga, alternative medicines,
Massage guns,
Seriously,
acupuncture.
now, it's at its highest again.
Yeah.
you know what we need? Remember Wanted? Those like baths that they set up that
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
literally get like
Oh,
shot
yeah.
up.
Didn't you?
Well, they do that. Fighters do that. They do the ice baths. Like they
Okay.
fucking
Remember that-
sit
that-
in like
that
cold ass water.
thing you went to a few years ago?
What was that?
It's like an isolation room, like
Oh yeah, it's called the sensory deprivation tank. So
Yo,
you sit in
say
there.
that
I
shit
did a
twice.
few sessions of those.
Yeah, that's a lot of syllables.
Yeah.
Sensory deprivation. You know what I mean? That's the word of the day. But yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Like you. So basically, you're sitting in a tank. The water it's thick because it has what is it that shit? Epsom salts or some shit. And so it's thick and it's room temperature. It's to the temperature of your body, right? So you're floating in it.
body.
It's pitch black. You can't see anything. You can't hear anything. There's no. So basically, you're disconnecting from your senses. And the point of that is, it's not supposed to be some like DMT trip. You're not going to another fucking dimension. You're just relaxing your body. You're disconnecting yourself from your senses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I
it's
do
good.
want. Speaking of DMT,
Feel good.
I would try that, man.
Yeah. I
definitely
would
that.
definitely want to try that. And it sucks that shit like that is a Schedule 1 or
One
2
drug,
narcotic. But
It's
yeah, you got
probably one of the safest.
doctors prescribing all types of fucking drugs to people, getting them hooked, and it's like it's just a hypocrisy, man.
Yeah,
In my book.
and mushrooms and all that, they're the safest, bro. They're even safer than marijuana.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
This
I'm
is-
down to try that
I think we should do it.
offline.
Yo, we should
Allegedly.
shoot
One
an
episode with- yeah, right.
Allegedly.
Yo, we should allegedly take it and
Yeah.
and then shoot a
Hypothetically
an
speaking.
episode.
Hypothetically, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine us shooting an episode while we're tripping. Yeah.
Yo,
That'll be the
that is
funniest shit ever.
crazy, son.
Yeah,
Just like
Especially
everything
in-
is extra
Yo, why the
smooth.
camera's coming close to me?
Yeah, man. So what else is going on?
Touching back to what you said about like not being informed, I feel like as much as information is accessible nowadays, I feel like it's been an increase to prevent people from finding out these things, such as being like a new age entrepreneur, finding out how to financially, obtain financial freedom, or finding out just certain basic physical health, needs, not using Western medicine versus like natural remedies.
I think that's the age we're in right now. It's like, I think it's
The
fallen
age of
into two
wokeness?
classes. Well, I think we've been in the age of information, but I think we're now in the age of misinformation. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because
you
it's
gotta
so
be careful
so
what
much
you
out there,
the
yeah.
rabbit holes.
the rabbit holes, and those are the ones that people kind of inclined to listen to and read about and push faster than the real news,
Yeah.
But it's like you're seeing two kind of people now. You're seeing like people who are just sitting down and waiting, and they're just becoming complacent right now, especially in these times. Or you're seeing people who's creating new ways to get it,
Yeah.
I think you're a perfect example of just creating a new method to go out there and get it. And that's something that the people,
Got to reach outside the box.
yeah, man, you
It's reaching outside the box along with doing what you love and just knowing that,
Yeah.
not that it's never enough, but never settle. So it's like, cool, you have a job, you have a side hustle. That's amazing, but why stop there? You have a
Right.
certain hobby.
Right.
do it to your best abilities, love it, live it out, and find a way, even though it's not about the money. So like what I do, right? What my hobbies pertain to what my side hustle is. So
Right.
it all intertwines, and
Yeah.
this is something that is a main career for a lot of people as well, owning, building businesses upon hobbies. With me, it's memorabilia, toys, card shops. That's like part of my niche. But
And it's part of what you like doing. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm myself,
Follow your passions.
pretty
yeah,
much.
That's of course I love doing music and I'll do music forever. But what I do at work is what pays the bills.
Right.
And I am like seeking out and also doing side hustles and whatnot just to get the revenue coming in and make as many assets so the assets could pay for the liabilities. You know what I mean?
Boom.
Shout out
Word
to
up.
Rich Dad Poor Dad, like the quotes
up.
right there. But
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
you have to be creative nowadays, man, because I think that people who get complacent and wait for those
Can't
people,
wait for no. I ain't.
those are the people that end up on welfare. Those are the people who are just looking for support, and they're the first ones.
Looking for handouts.
Yeah, and they're the
I ain't never
first
looking
ones
for no handout.
that are out there and critiquing, like, or
Right.
oh, this is, we have to literally be the change that we want to see in the world. It starts with us, not getting all guru-ish, but if you don't start it,
The guru section's for the end. For the end of the show.
man,
Light
I,
some incense and get
Yo.
a big bell in here.
Yeah. I'll bring my
forgot
Tibetan
that.
Your
singing
bowl,
bowl.
yeah.
forgot that.
That's for the
Light flash your
special
balls.
Zen episode. We're gonna shoot it with some
I'm
fucking
about to
lights.
sample that. Bong,
Yeah.
bong.
Put it on the next single.
Word. I'm
Speaking of singles, what's up with that new Cardi B shit I keep hearing about? What's going on with that?
Well, she's single now, so she did drop some new music too, but she's
Oh,
single
okay,
now.
Okay.
On some WAP level, I haven't heard yet, but is it on some WAP or is it on like Cardi trying to kick bars?
Well, I feel like she is right now. It's her time right now. I think
Yeah.
this is. I don't think there's an artist out there really that's reached Drake's potential level yet. Aside from Drake, and people act like Drake's been in the game already 10 years, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy how time flies. Like he's not. You can't really consider him the newbie anymore. Like he's in this for a minute, but I haven't really seen somebody outside of Drake really commands so much respect or just have an audience like that he has right now. And I think Cardi B is probably the closest thing to that, And
Right.
and her music, I'm sure the new album is definitely, she's gonna play off of her being single now, and it's probably gonna be geared toward single women out there getting it,
Wait, so
Eh,
she's single now?
Yeah, her and Offset got the
Oh shit! Are you fucking? I thought those two were gonna last forever. Those two lovebirds.
Have you seen the videos of like Offset playing games? Like he's playing PlayStation and she comes in a room, he takes his phone, he puts it like tucks it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like so it's a whole lot of sus stuff
but
going
was that
on.
like on some like made up skit shit, or that was some real
Alleg-
behind the scenes
It's
shit?
allegedly is
Okay,
official
okay.
tissues.
Official tissues.
How do you feel about something like that? Wifey comes in the room, tries to grab your phone. How you feel about
I
that?
smack around a little bit. Nah,
Love tap.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, babe. Chill. Damn.
I did it out of love.
I did it out of love. You did this to yourself. You know, you do that shit in movies. You did this to yourself. Now look at you.
Nah.
Crying over here.
I think you set up boundaries in your relationships. We're very
Shouldn't need to.
respectful.
Shouldn't have to.
Yes.
Yeah, of our own things. We're good. Listen.
No,
Every couple.
I don't mean by like you
Right,
personally, but
right.
just in general. Like,
Yeah, but in general, like not every couple's perfect. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
goes through stuff. You just persevere and you move forward and you work things out.
but if you definitely are going through stuff like that, then there's no trust, And I
Right.
think like you can trust somebody. I mean, you can love somebody you don't trust, but you can't trust nobody you don't love.
You ever
know
heard
what I mean?
that 21 Savage song where he's like, "Fuck love, give me loyalty, because you could love me and still stab me in the back."
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Trust of course, is all pretty much the same thing. It's all falling under the love umbrella, but trust is very key. And I think that if you don't find trust, you're just heading into a direction that pitfalls are waiting for you without trust. So you gotta set pitfalls, bro.
Oh,
Niggas said pitbull.
Mr. Worldwide.
But,
So dale.
Mr. 305, shout out to
Pitbull's
him.
waiting for you, yo.
Yo, you remember that song you produced? Mira, mira.
Oh, what? My one hit wonder.
Shout out to
That's-
305.
Dean,
who was
he's
on
a
that.
one-hit
That's how you
wonder.
got into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's it. I made it. I never had to do a beat after that ever
Right?
again.
Yeah, definitely got to set
He's
your
like, yo,
boundaries.
where's my royalties on that?
Yeah, no. I used to get my ass cap checks for like fucking $5
Pause.
To get your
every
ass
few
cap?
months.
Pause.
Get your ass. You're such a child.
Yo,
Grow
nah,
up.
you know what's so we had a speaking of ASCAP checks, right? We had a song that Dax and I had a song that landed on what's that called? The what's his name?
Word up.
The
Oh, shit, him?
Mafia.
John Gotti?
John Gotti. Yeah.
Yo, I don't know why I can't.
I heard
And-
that movie won like mad mad awards, bro. I heard that movie won like fucking
Nah.
Oscars, all types of shit.
To be honest, it didn't win anything, you know.
Yeah.
And it caught even though it had John Travolta, like you would think,
Yeah.
because John.
I heard he's a nice
Travolta-
guy though, like behind the scenes and shit.
Who,
You guys
Jo-
got to,
Yeah,
didn't
we-
Dax get to meet
yeah,
him,
yeah,
kick
we-
it with him a little
But
bit?
you know, so we had the song that made it on there. It was
Mm-hmm.
when the credits go up, and then whatever, you know, work things out. But
Yeah.
I caught a check, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, that's
Nice
what's up. It
little
just came out of
royalties.
nowhere, yeah.
What was the name of the record on it?
Shadow of My Father. Go check that.
Go check it out.
iTunes,
Go check it
word
out off the Gotti soundtrack.
Yeah, but to backtrack to the relationship thing before we get off, man, you know, make sure you set your boundaries, and if you are in those situations, man, y'all gotta talk. Communication is key.
Seek help.
Word up.
Because if you don't talk, you know, and that's one thing, right? You're in a relationship and you tell a girl, oh, well, you only did this because I told you. Thank you. Yes, you told me and I did it. Like, that's
That
what
mind reader
communication works. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Communication is
other
key.
Other than Cardi B, speaking on the music topic, I was listening to. I was very happy to
Tory
hear that.
Lanez?
Well, Jay Electronica, bro. One of his album kind of got leaked, and then he officially dropped it, and it's
Yeah.
fire.
He's been dropping a lot of music lately.
Yeah, well,
Right.
yeah, 2 albums. Yo, this is crazy. He went from 10 years of not dropping anything,
Right. So
and then
he's on
2
the roll.
albums.
Even though
Yeah.
the first one was like Jay-Z's album, but
Facts. Which it was a little, you know, I love.
Wait, so
Jay
how'd
Electronica, I
that
love
go down?
Jay-Z.
Break that down for me.
So it was supposed to be his debut album on Rockefeller. Whatever happened, 10 years, you know, he was,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
still
Oh,
working
this is
on
way
it.
back in the days.
Yeah, because he got signed like 10 years ago.
Okay.
And he was supposed to drop it, and for whatever reason, he didn't drop anything. But the album that just he released now was what he intentionally meant to drop, but it got leaked or whatnot. And yeah, it was embraced. It was dope. But Tory Lanez too, he dropped some his new album right now, and I know he's under a lot of fire right now. But yo, I'm
So
not gonna lie.
let's set the record straight. So he got charged for those allegations,
Yes.
or he
Yeah,
got
he had-
sentenced.
No,
he got charged.
he
He,
got
actually,
charged.
Okay.
I mean, as far as we know, because we're just going
Yeah.
off of
Right,
social
right.
media and news
Right.
headlines.
You want to speak on that a little bit, the whole situation? Or
Oh man, you know,
are we gonna say allegedly for everything
Yeah,
because we
quote
don't know all the
unquote,
facts?
Nothing definitive.
I don't, and that's what it is, right? But cancel culture is so strong, bro, that they don't care about the facts. They
Trying
care
to
about the
promote
narrative.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
he did this, you know, and yeah, it's sad because you know you're bringing up bigger topics in that area. You're talking about domestic abuse, you know,
Yeah.
because supposedly, allegedly, you know, that they were messing around, and if he did do that, then now you're like talking about like domestic violence, bro, to the next level, like
He
shooting at her.
supposedly shot somebody.
Shot her up. You know what I mean? Shot her
Told
foot
her
or
to-
something, right?
Told her to dance.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
he did like in Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Yo,
Dance, you stuttering prick, yeah.
but you know we don't know that for sure.
Yeah.
But then he drops an album, so mind you, he doesn't speak on it at all.
Right, and the
All
whole
these
album's
weeks-
full of
and then,
sublims.
and then he drops a message, yo, tonight at 9:00 I'm gonna speak
Why would
on
you
it.
do that?
And then he just drops an album that almost the entire album he's speaking
Addresses
on it, right?
it. Yeah.
Not
I
gonna
mean,
lie, it's kind of fire.
Okay, so you
So-
think the album he's kind of incriminating himself?
No.
No,
He's
I
saying
think it's
he's
a
innocent.
marketing tool.
Oh, okay,
I think
okay.
it's like, all right, you guys haven't heard me speak. Here's my music. I'll tell it to you all.
Right.
I don't get paid for headlines that news reporters put up. You know, I don't
Right.
get paid for Twitter fingers.
From that
Right, right.
perspective, I get that, and I like
So-
that. I appreciate that way
Yeah.
of thinking. Like that's dope, you know. But you know, throughout the whole album, he's talking about he's innocent, and he's like, there's another story that hasn't been said, and he's leading, even saying, you don't want me to say the real story because then you'll be in trouble, kind of.
So that goes to show, like, if there is some truth behind that, goes to show like what don't we know and how could that really
Yes.
Right.
But other than that,
Change the
music wise,
story.
which is what could only really speak on. Yeah, I thought it was kind of
Fire.
dope, man.
So
But
is it some?
his numbers, bro? He did horrible. The worst
So is
he's
it,
ever
is it
done.
getting blackballed or something like that?
All right, that brings up another conversation too. I don't want to go as far as saying as blackballed, but like on my phone, he wasn't in new music.
Right.
He's not in any of these
like
new
what happened to
playlists.
6ix9ine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not in any of the new playlists.
So is these platforms covering their asses
right-
because
right
they
now
don't
the-
want to be connected to something so controversial?
You have to,
I
yeah.
would
You
say?
would have to think that they're thinking on a larger scale, like
Right.
from a marketing perspective. Like, hey, does it seem like we support
Playlists
this?
Kind of fucked up.
are
though.
now the new is pretty much the new radio.
Yeah.
And they have these like really high end like VIP playlists that if you get on
On
these
Spotify,
on
type of shit?
Spotify on
iTunes.
iTunes, like one of them that I know of is Caviar, you know what I mean, like
Rap Caviar.
yeah, Rap Caviar.
Yeah.
And things like those playlists, you're on those, forget it. Your numbers you're gonna do well, you know.
Okay.
When you're not on those playlists, and then you're not even in new music, and you kind of have to like he's like, nowadays that's killing you. So no promotion right now. So from that perspective, I'm like, it kind of looks like he's being blackballed a little.
Well, I think nowadays artists mostly eat off of making tours and shows and stuff like that.
I mean, not
right?
anymore.
That's
But
Yeah, streams
used
are-
to.
well, before this whole pandemic.
Streams, yeah, streams right now. You know what's funny? A lot of people,
But
are
not
doing-
album sales, right? Because everything's getting downloaded now.
Well,
And I'm sure they
I
get
don't
like
know
a
the
small percentage.
Yeah,
of
I don't know the
shit.
full details now, but apparently, like how artists did like merch bundles with digital copies. Apparently, they're not counting that anymore.
Oh yeah,
So-
Travis came off with that. He was doing that a lot. A lot of artists are doing that now too. Selling. You can't just have music. You know what I mean? Like you gotta. You have to be involved in a few other things,
Right.
And they're
Never
gonna
keep all
support
your
each
eggs in
other.
one basket. For it.
But
Yeah.
You know,
That's what separates the artist and the businessman. Like Jay, I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Like
Let me handle my
everything
business. Damn.
you know, I
Your name
feel
is a legacy. Your name is
it really is. But I think that it's just scary because when the public is not in favor of whoever is under the fire, under the gun, it's okay. Oh yeah, he's getting what he deserves. But I'm looking at it also from the perspective where look at the control that they're getting now. That they can just boom mute one person. Like same thing happened with like Alex Jones. Like a lot of people. Oh, he speaks a lot of crazy, and then they just
Right.
censored him, bro. Like, yo, what happened to like the
Freedom of
First
speech.
Amendment?
Yeah, I
Like,
think. Yeah, even if you're like, a lot of his shit is some crazy, far
it's
fetched
tinfoil.
shit.
It was a lot of
A
tinfoil
lot
talk.
of tinfoil shit, but still, he should.
He should have a right to speak, man.
Right.
Everyone does,
And I think it goes back to a lot of like Rogan's things on. I know we spoke on Rogan before, but like his a lot of his episodes on Spotify that are borderline controversial were removed from his archives.
Yeah, and Alex Jones is one.
Yeah,
of them. It's
a
not
bunch
on
of
there.
them, a bunch of far right leaning people. So again, man, this whole far right versus far left shit, I'm so over it because it's just like it's one stupid fucking thing after another, and they're both to blame. It's not just one. It's not. I used to lean more towards the left, right? But then seeing how everything's playing out with this pandemic, it's like you don't know what the fuck to put your. You know what I mean? Like what.
You don't know
path
what
to follow.
You don't know
with
what to
this
say.
political shit.
You
Yeah.
don't know what.
You got to be careful.
But you still have to say something, right? So the artists, like back in the days, man, like back in the days when I was young, but back in the days, an artist didn't really speak out socially. Like you didn't know like what his favorite color was. You didn't know more than half of the information we know about artists now. Like even with like LeBron, like or athletes, LeBron is very outspoken. He's an activist. He's doing a lot of things. Like, so it makes people either like him or not like him, but outside the arena of his expertise.
Right.
Like if you're known for this, let's just judge you on what you're doing or what we know you for. But nowadays they're throwing everything in and it's messing you up. That's what messed up Kanye. I know.
I mean, but it's two ways to look at it because it forces people to have an opinion. I feel like, which is good. You either like me or you don't, which is the attitude, you should have, generally speaking. But now it's like, no, I am more than just a basketball player. I'm more than an artist. Just because I don't have a quote unquote political background doesn't mean I don't have common sense or I don't have an understanding of how things should work.
But I'll give you an example. So Little Baby, right? He dropped a song called The Bigger Picture.
That's a
right?
rapper's name.
Yeah. He's
Little
kind of like one of the
pretty
hottest
dope.
artists right
I'm
now.
so out of the loop.
Yeah,
man.
no,
Fuck.
he's I know it's crazy, but he's actually nice, right? So he dropped a song called Bigger Picture, right? It was fire, but it was like a little politically engaging, you know what I mean? He's talking about the current conditions.
Right,
And then he
right.
just recently said that he's like, look, I'm not doing that anymore. Because
Right.
now they started pitting him like with a narrative.
Right.
Now, okay, meanwhile, he probably just spoke on that because he just felt that at the
Right.
moment. Like, this is during the height of COVID, and like
Yeah.
he just felt he had to
Racial
speak.
tensions.
Yeah, he had to speak on the
I
current
think I heard
condition,
that track.
on Black Lives Matter. Like,
Yeah.
he had to speak on it.
Oh, we're done,
But
guys.
he-
Recording.
What's that?
We're done on the cameras.
How do you know?
Timer went off.
Oh shit. I'm at 16 minutes.
Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh,
you
shit.
started late. You
I know,
start
but
late.
still. Like I
Wanna
didn't start
give it-
10 minutes late.
that's
You
weird.
know what?
Wanna
Let's
just
keep
it
this
rolling?
shit. Let's keep this shit. This is funny. But anyway, guys, we'll be right back. And we're back. Where do we
What's
go?
going on?
Don't fucking worry about it. Mind
This
business.
guy over here.
Yo,
What's up, y'all? What's good?
Where did we leave off on?
I don't know.
Oh, we was talking about Little Baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, he kind of pretty much just backed off and said he's going back to the regular style of music he's doing. So it's just something, man, that us as artists, even being an entrepreneur nowadays, you got to be mindful of that. You have, you know, we're at that age where people want to hear what you're thinking. They want to know who you're voting for. They want to know who's your favorite team.
You know what? People
They wanna
need to
these
mind their
things.
fucking business, right? Like you
I
don't
think
need to know
people
what
need
the
to
fuck
have their
I'm
own
doing.
opinion.
Yeah.
I think people look to
Yeah.
other people to like accept.
It's that
and-
hive mentality, man.
Yeah,
you know,
literally.
like you got to be part of something. Like I'm part of this team. You know what I mean? That's
giving
why.
value.
Yeah. So, you know, think for yourself. Be an individualist. That's
Spa-
the message to the kids today. You know.
And to the artists, man, don't be scared to voice your opinions and what you like, but you know, you have to be mindful of the ripple effects. You know, you throw that.
I think that's why you don't see much activity going on when stuff happens, because
Some of the greats don't even. You rarely hear Drake say anything. You rarely hear Jay
when you're
say
at that
anything.
stature, when you're so high in the game, it's like,
Yeah.
is it really though?
You don't need to. Yeah.
And not that you don't need to. It's like you do have to understand you're representing an entire brand more than yourself. It's you. I was just talking about this earlier. Like when you have that level of popularity, your name and who everyone knows you as is disassociated kind of from who you are. So like all the emotions and all the, just like us, we've all known each other for X amount of years. But when it comes down to a podcast, there's a certain, persona that you have to go into.
Right.
As an artist, you can't let those personal feelings affect what the business standpoint of your career is.
And it's
Absolutely.
funny because to tie back in Tory Lanez, right? Like when he first came out, you hear his music and I thought he was just like a regular pop wannabe artist, yeah. And then when he started battling like Jordan Lucas, and I started hearing depth, I was like, what?
Hearing bars.
I was like, yo, son is nice. Even like, rest in peace, Juice WRLD. Like,
Yeah.
I heard, the first I heard his music, like, yeah, okay, it's just regular radio stuff. And then when I heard him go off in these freestyle,
crazy.
like next, son, to the point where Eminem was like,
Respecting him.
Juice WRLD is nasty. And he'll throw on like you'll see a lot of stuff on him going in on old 90 beats, early 2G beats and killing it with like
He was on Tim Westwood rapping over nothing but Eminem beats for,
dope.
for
for
an
an hour.
hooks so it's like when you see that kind, you don't really get to see that in some of their songs because it's like they're making a specific song for a certain style,
It's
or
what
this
sells.
is what's in right now. And I think that's it damages us more than it does any good. Like our era, you had De La Soul, you had your gangster rap. It was okay to be different, you know what I mean? And if you did try to sound like me, it was almost like that shit wasn't cool.
Yeah.
It was like you're biting, and it's like that was like, that was the golden rule: no biting. No
Right.
biting and no ghostwriting. Like
Right,
those are the
right.
golden rules.
Right.
And it's
You
like
have to write
now,
your own
Oh,
shit.
how the game has changed since then.
right? Like now you gotta
It's a
sound
free-for-all.
like this, or you gotta sound like that.
Swag.
It's like once Drake did that Migos flow, everybody and their mother started doing it, bro. And then it's like I feel like that's the shift I kind of saw in hip hop, you know, whereas like
For the worse.
well, the shift of kind of newer generation from the older generation.
So the older generation is better, right?
Of course. Well, I'm not gonna say better. All right, we're just. I think
Better.
we're more experienced. We more better, more
More better.
experienced. it's and it is. There's an advantage to that. You know, it's like same thing like us. We're from the era where we didn't have all these gadgets, so we know how
Back
to
in my
detach.
day.
You know, we know how to detach. Like the newer
Dude, the old
generations, they
joking.
don't know how to detach, bro, because all they know is these devices.
Remember
you know?
the pages? Used to get the pages. My
Cell
fucking-
phones or
Get the 911. 911.
or you
Call me
right
back ASAP.
403 ho.
Oh,
You get mad.
143 is I love you.
Yeah, all that.
And they got the boobs. I remember all that shit.
Yeah, so
And
it's
then
like,
the sidekicks came out. Then that's it.
That's rocked our world.
just-
That was like
That's it, bro. It's fucking instant
sidekicks,
messaging everybody.
That changed it all.
The
Remember?
sidekicks changed the game, bro.
AOL.
Hell yeah.
But like when
You had a T-mail account. Remember
all,
that shit?
all that Migo flow, now it's like everything is a derivative of that
Yeah.
flow right now. You know what I mean? And that's the new era right now. You gotta sound like this. But then, you know, you still have newer artists still spitting that 90s style.
That's what I like.
But it's like,
it's like damn if you do, damn if you don't though, because it's like oh you sound like X artist, you sound like this artist from back in the day, and it's like how original can at this point and how advanced music is.
I
how
think if you're
original can you
yourself,
get?
I think if you're yourself, it's gonna stand out. Like if if you're nice, you're nice.
You're nice.
You're not. You don't need to try to sound
what
like.
was funny,
anybody.
right? I was in the lab with like some youngins, like I would say between 18 to 25, right? Shout out to Zoe, part of GED, and she had like some of her peoples there, and I was just hearing music, and I was
a
really
cipher?
we were in a cipher, but also just playing music for each other, right? And I was hearing a lot of their music, and I really like saw where that the youth is at. They're more into like what they say, the vibe, you know, because they're spitting what was happening in the moment. Like, I got something in my cup, I got this L in my hand, I got
freestyle.
money in my pocket.
Yeah.
That's written. It's like they're writing about. They're
okay.
writing about the moment.
Well, we used to call that freestyling back in the day.
Facts. So it's like, you know, the 90s or early 2Gs, it's more of a premeditated thought.
Gotcha.
That you'll write bars like something
Right.
that was more like a thought out notion or idea about a topic, and then that's what's being relayed. Whereas the newer generation, they're speaking more in the moment of what they're doing right now. The car's waiting outside.
I
there's
think it's
bitches
also
on-
quality versus quantity.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people back then focused on I need to make this hit. This song needs to be
yeah.
a banger.
Facts.
Versus like
That's why
I'm
there
gonna
was
just
less
throw out
albums.
100 tracks and one of these are bound to be a banger. You know.
Right.
That's why there were few albums. Like artists would drop an album once every like fucking 3 years and shit. You know what I mean? Like that's our mascot.
I just had a dinosaur crawl through the living room. That's how it is. That's how it gets.
It's out here
That's how it goes
But
down.
Speaking of old school and new school, what's up with these polls, man? We were having some
Oh,
fun
yeah,
with the people.
so-
who get-
Pause.
These polls.
Some of these pose, yo.
So it's gonna be a new trending thing that originated from Theme NYC with his movie battles, but we're gonna have different
old
variants
school,
of
new
it.
school battles.
Old school, new school
Yeah.
battles. So we posted a few. I have the results here. So we did old school Karate Kid versus the new
Classicness.
school, 1984 versus 2010, and we got 65% of the people in favor of the old school, 35%
Okay.
new school. That's
Not bad,
that's
not
understandable.
bad.
That's agreeable.
Yeah.
I don't think we needed gunshot sound effects, but yeah, I can.
For the win.
Oh,
For the
okay,
win.
okay.
We won, bro.
Boom.
Come on.
My bad.
Oh,
Yo,
head so
what team
violent.
you want, bro? Yo, my team or what, bro?
All right, so then we got the cartoons, early 2000s, and then the various 1980s, 1990 cartoons.
Right.
The
We're gonna-
90s to 2000s won that. I think that's a
Okay.
Wow.
firm standpoint. Makes sense.
Yeah.
We'll put
the
the
That's
graphics up.
agreeable in my opinion.
All right, so hold on.
What was the percentage on that?
60-40. 60-40.
So
That was not bad.
it's not bad.
It wasn't a washout.
It's hard to say because you got like what's the classic?
Yeah, but come on, bro. Like
You got
these-
G.I.
A lot
Joe,
of these new
you got
cartoons are
Transformers.
corny.
All right,
like,
but that's
they make
new.
them
That's
really
like
kiddie.
now.
They make them
I
really
don't-
kiddie.
Now, right now.
Yeah.
That's not
What they-
included.
the
That's
Okay.
early
desecration-
2000s.
Okay,
like
okay. Yeah, I could fuck with
late
these new
90s.
graphics, like the new animation, the more modern animation
No,
kind of thing.
because Thundercats,
Yeah.
they did a desecration, bro.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
Because
talking
that's
about.
different
Sin
storyline.
what
is
That's what I'm
different
talking
than
about.
Thundercats.
That's what I'm talking about. They too comical, too kiddie. Like they did that with Teen Titans.
Yeah.
I know because my daughter used to watch Teen Titans
bro.
early 2000s.
I could tolerate that.
But that's just like censorship TV.
Yeah.
That's just like like as time passes on, it's gonna get worse and worse.
Yeah.
right?
You know what?
But-
you know what? Sorry. You know what I was just thinking? We're 2 generations, or wait, is it 1 generation apart? Because you got back in our day, back in the 80s, early 90s. That was our era of cartoons.
And then I'm
But
like late 90s,
But then you
early
got the
thousands.
early. But now it's 2020, so now you got a new wave of shit coming out. So
Yeah.
what are we talking about here?
So we're just talking about like our gap.
Okay.
So
Our gap.
80s.
So none of
80s,
this new
early,
shit that's
none,
out.
none of this.
The new stuff now, bro,
Gotcha.
is
I don't
no bueno.
understand.
Some of it is cool.
Probably
That new Voltron shit ain't bad, right?
But
I
look,
actually got to catch up on
but
it.
it's a redo.
It's a redo of the
OG.
original.
There's no
Yeah.
original.
Right.
There's no new
I feel you.
original ideas.
Yeah.
There's always it's a remake of
It's a
something.
remake of the original.
And it's a hit or miss. Like, you know, I get that you're playing homage
Mm-hmm.
to this, you know, to whatever it is, but there has to be some new original content. Like, you know, I was original that was fairly new, like Legend of Korra, right? That came out like 2000,
Avatar, all of
2014. That
But that's
to me,
a continuation of Avatar.
but
Yeah.
it was
Right?
still original in the fact that it's a whole new story.
Right.
They didn't take the original content and just redo
Right,
it and
right,
regurgitated it. No,
Right.
it was brand new content.
Continue
new
the
character,
legacy.
and it was even a change in how they represented her.
Right.
But the dialogue, my G, that reminded me of like 90s.
Keep hearing good things about this.
It reminded me
It's
of like
definitely
the
a must-watch.
90s conversation. Like it was very
Mm-hmm.
deep, son. Like I was surprised at how deep the content was. Like it was a lot of Buddhist principles, a lot of new age thinking, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like spirituality in it. Stuff that I was very surprised that Nickelodeon would even push, bro. And
Yeah.
that's probably one of the few episodes,
There's a Castlevania animated cartoon in Netflix. Y'all seen it?
No.
Nah.
It's pretty dope. It's gory though. Like it's violent.
Well, another
That's
remake.
a shout out to the video game Castlevania.
Another remake
out
they
Richter.
did for
Shout out to
was
Belmonts.
Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, right?
Yeah.
So back when in the 90s you had the original Dragon Ball Z, which was amazing.
Yeah.
But then, you know, they redid it and they kind of amped it up. They did a great job. Look, when they do a great
Not
job.
that movie. That shit was trash.
Nah, the
Hey.
movie?
Yeah.
The Broly one, the last
Don't
one.
tell me
Broly?
you like that shit, bro.
My G, that shit was dope.
The movie, the Dragon
movie.
Ball movie,
Wait,
the live action.
Oh,
movie.
the live action.
Yeah, I'm not talking about no animated.
Yeah,
I'm
that
talking
shit
about that
was-
live action.
That was like
Bro.
the Avatar live action.
That
Yes.
was like the Super Mario Brothers live action.
Yo, that was like Double
Super
Dragon.
Mario
Yeah.
Brother.
You ever saw Double Dragon?
Oh, like the live action Street Fighter, yo. That's a whole list
Yo.
of fucking shitty
Mortal
movies.
Kombat. Well, Mortal Kombat was
The
I'd say
original
better
Mortal
than-
Kombat.
Yeah,
the
the
original
yeah,
Mortal
yeah.
Kombat was cool.
There was a
Speaking
little
of
bit
live
better.
action, just to touch on the last poll, we had
what she
1989 Batman versus The Dark Knight. Michael Keaton versus Christian Bale.
That's a good one.
What was
Before I say the result, who do you think won?
Christian Bale, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
um,
Even though Michael Keaton did a great job, man.
but-
That shit was.
Yeah, I remember going to theaters to see that.
I saw
It
that
was
too.
Cross Bay. Shout out to Cross Bay Movies. It's not
Me
around
too, my
anymore.
G. You didn't have the medallion.
Yo, I was on that line around the
there
corner
too?
waiting to get seats for
Yeah.
that shit, bro.
You see the move like back then, like it impacted the people so much. You had like the merch movement there was retarded. Yeah, everybody was rocking Batman attire. Like
But you can't fuck with the Christopher Nolan Batman.
nah,
You
because
know?
it's just see. Look again when you do it justice and you bring it back and it's
Yeah.
amazing. Look, I'm not gonna hate like whoever makes it, even if somebody new. Like if they go and take Matrix right now, which is probably gonna come out.
They're
soon,
gonna do another one.
they're gonna do part 4.
Yeah.
But if somebody comes and like redoes Matrix,
whole storyline.
but then makes it illa, I can't hate on it. It's,
What was the thing?
Christian Bale 74.
Yes.
So it was a blowout. Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's like the way you would look at Captain America, Iron Man, or Wolverine being what's this guy's name?
Hugh Jackman.
Huge Jackman.
Pause.
Like
Pause.
you would just correlate, like you say Batman, I correlate it to Christian Bale's
right.
face, like
just
immediately.
just like Chris Evans was born to play Captain America, and
America.
Robert Downey Jr. was born to play Iron Man. Like it's hard to see anybody
Well,
else.
Born to Play,
those
right? It was
characters.
funny. They were entertaining the idea of Wolverine before Jackman came along. Was Jack Nicholson. They were like,
okay.
because he would have looked like
in
an
his,
amazing
in his younger days.
yeah, in his heyday. But this is what, back then when they were entertained.
Right,
They
right.
Ben was trying to create an X-Men movie.
Yeah.
and they had Jack Nicholson for that. You know, he would.
You know who'd be a dope Wolverine? Danny DeVito.
That has to be a spinoff multiverse.
Imagine
just-
little ass Danny DeVito's fucking stabbing motherfuckers with the 3 knives.
But they just redid Transformers, and I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was a
mean-
little depressing.
Oh,
on
the
Netflix.
Netflix.
Animated
okay.
or
Yeah, it was animated, but they brought it back to the dialogue. It wasn't no kiddie dialogue.
Right.
It
It was
mature
good. I think it
dialogue.
could have been a little better.
Could have been a little bit better, but I'm a real dialogue like critic. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I want to. If you guys are talking like some really
You like
great
things people
ideas,
say and shit?
I want to hear some depth in the conversation, not just
That's deep.
wishy-washy, just superficial,
Right.
topics.
I mean, it is a battle between giant fucking talking robots. I want to see.
I don't think shit's simple.
I want to see
That's
more
not-
action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I think they're doing, which is a smart thing, is just introducing it to a younger generation, and the fact that we're already older and have
Yeah.
higher tolerance or just
Right.
more expectancy of a show. They're just trying to introduce it so that by the time those kids are around our age, I can
it's-
touch back on the OG ones and understand this. Or
You grew up listening to everything that I love. Like we're pretty much that's how we're so aligned. And
Y'all need to
we have
start disagreeing on shit because
I
this
know.
is old school
Yo, it's funny.
vibes, player.
I be trying to disagree, but it's like we like so much of the same shit, and we're so much.
I'm
of
gonna
the
have
same
to start
person.
antagonizing.
In
y'all.
real life, we'll have more
Fucking go at
disagreements,
it.
but
Yeah.
it's because of
We want to
like,
get that shit on camera one day.
I know we need to specifically
Wait,
find.
but
you
I'm
gonna,
sorry,
you gonna
but-
let that
but-
youngin say that?
Before I
You gonna-
forget, speaking of Transformers, shout out to the Michael Bay Transformers. I know a lot of people will hate on those movies,
Nah,
but hey,
I
man,
like them,
that's
man.
just popcorn action. You don't need to have an Oscar performance every fucking movie. There's different genres for that. You know what I mean?
It's also the reason why I love just seeing like even G.I. Joe when it first came out in the movies. It
Right.
wasn't the greatest, but the fact that I'm seeing like a childhood cartoon.
Oh, the shit
on
with The Rock?
on the silver screen, yeah.
The G.I. Joe, yeah, that shit
You know,
was trash too.
Yeah, but it's like holy shit! Like this is a cartoon that I grew up
Right,
on, and now you've
right.
seen it on the
Yeah,
silver screen. Like
yeah.
that's amazing. But it was funny
Definitely.
that back to your point on how like stuff they're introducing it to the younger generation. My son right now thinks he's Godzilla, bro. He walks around the house.
Well, we just had
making
Godzilla walk across the room.
noises. He loves Godzilla right now. It's the craziest
That's
shit, bro.
dope.
I'm like blown
Yeah,
away.
Godzilla's the beast.
And we're watching the 1980 movies, bro. On
Yeah,
Amazon
speaking
Prime.
of
We're
that,
throwing those on. And he's
Godzilla vs. King Kong is in the works.
Yeah, those graphics
That
look
shit.
bananas.
that's gonna be
Those
crazy.
guys-
That
This is
shit,
crazy.
if it ever comes out, because all these movies
Which
are getting pushed
I
back.
I don't know how that's even a real challenge because you got Godzilla. He throws atomic
Yeah.
laser ray from his
Yeah.
mouth.
It
Like,
depends which ones they use. Like there's
Like-
so many different variants of him.
They need
Well,
to
the
have.
one, well, it's the one
they
from
need to
these
have-
new Godzilla movies,
Okay,
like Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Yeah,
It's
It's following that. Yeah,
so that
remember
motherfucker.
spikes on his
Spikes.
back.
And
He'll fuck you up.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He throws nuclear
Yeah,
blast at
yeah.
you.
How the fuck is King Kong gonna
Like
fight
he
him?
better come out with some
He-
powers
he's gonna
or he
have to-
better, some nunchucks.
He's
or
gonna
some
have
shit.
to work on some MMA skills. Maybe if he could get Godzilla to the ground.
some jujitsu.
If
shit.
he
Get him
could
a
mount,
triangle
you know what
choke,
I
right?
mean?
Yeah,
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 throw
yeah.
some ground and pound. I think he has a chance.
He needs
You know what I
some
mean?
kind of power or
Yeah.
some kind of armor because
Well, it's the King
I
Kong.
don't like when
from,
shit don't make sense. Like when
Skull
they
Island.
just do a movie and then like they'll switch from this scene to that scene and you're like, what the fuck? Like if they don't really make it make sense, if they don't put that extra thought behind stuff, I don't know. I don't like
No,
that
but
stuff.
you like Gods of Egypt, so I'm a little
Well, I like-
skeptical about your
Judgment.
barometer. of
Graphic
movies.
wise, it was it was
Right.
brilliant. I look at it as a whole, and then also I'm into that deep shit, bro.
Right.
The whole
Pause.
like,
That's what she said.
But a lot of the conversation, the dialogue was good, bro, and a lot of the history of
I'll
it.
give you that.
Of course, yeah, it was a little far fetched, but the flat Earth, seeing all of that stuff on there, that shit was a little mind blowing. Like even like again, sometimes I take something and I just add a little bit more depth to it. But like, Lord Ra in that movie, right?
Who?
Lord Ra.
Okay.
He was remember in the celestial seas.
Oh, yeah.
Like stuff like that. He's in the seas, celestial seas, bro. Like, and he's fighting
Bars.
darkness. So this is supposedly the creator of everything, right? And he's fighting darkness, and he fights darkness every single day and beats it.
Sounds like my life.
That's what I'm saying. So me, I watch stuff, and I always try to like fit it into my personal psyche and like wow, that I see that. Okay, so I'm like, yo, the creator is fighting off darkness every day.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with me fighting off, negative thoughts here and there. You know what I mean? So it's like when you look at it like I look at it from that standpoint.
Yeah.
But the graphics were crazy, son.
I'm
They
gonna
brought
check
in
it
the
out.
Silverhawks. You remember he suited up. And,
Oh, remember Silverhawks?
That's what I'm
That was
saying. That shit
was
reminded me of that.
They should have. They never redid Silverhawks.
Yeah. They need to remake Silverhawks properly.
Yeah.
And
Thundercats.
Thundercats properly.
Right.
None of this.
Netflix, Netflix, get
your
on
shit
it.
right, yo.
You motherfuckers are doing shitty ass Adam Sandler movies every few months. You could
Yo.
do a few good animated remakes.
There's a few Adam Sandler movies that were
The
alright.
old ones like
Remote was dope.
Happy
Click.
Gilmore,
Click,
Billy
yeah.
Madison, like his original.
Dates and all that.
51st Dates was
yeah.
dope. But I don't know. He's doing these cheesy slapstick fucking goofball comedies. Like,
Mr.
all
D
power
kinda-
to him. Listen, he's getting boatloads of cash. I did a post about that shit. He's getting boatloads of cash from Netflix to do these shitty ass
Just
movies.
comes back to quantity, man. It's just like, I'm just gonna put out a bunch of shit. Got my people in there. They're getting a check too.
Yeah, yeah.
He does look
he is
out.
showing love for his people,
Bro,
It- you know. I'm sorry. You know what these Adams? They're like glorified SNL skits. That's all they are. They're like an hour and a half long SNL
Except
skits.
for that Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems was
Gems.
good,
That
but
shit
it was
was fire.
sad as fuck. It was depressing, bro.
A lot of everything you see on TV right now is depressing, son.
Well,
Like,
I mean, but there's that happy,
including the
ending kind
news.
of- yeah, right.
except for that the Bronx versus Vampires versus
I
the
didn't see. I didn't
Bronx.
see that. I didn't see that. What were you gonna say though?
That shit is hilarious.
No, like your cookie cutter happy ending. Like it didn't
Right.
follow any of those. All
It
right,
didn't.
at least at
Absolutely did not.
Nothing.
the end. No spoiler alert.
Yeah, you were like, okay, he's gonna get up right now. Yeah. Oh, he got
It's
the
a
bag.
dream. It's a
Yeah.
dream.
He got, and damn, the shorty just.
They did some Game of Thrones
got-
shit on that.
She got the bag.
Everybody's getting bodied. Yeah, but there's a lot of new shit in the horizon coming. Like as far as shows, they're working on that new Game of Thrones.
They're working on the.
The
new,
what is it a prequel?
It's a prequel, yeah. Something of
Speaking
the
of
dragon.
the
some
Avatar,
shit.
the last Airbender, Netflix is
we
doing.
were
that.
talking about that.
No, earlier before
Oh.
the Legend of Korra. Remember?
Okay.
They're doing a live action now as well, so it's not gonna be animated.
Well, okay. So
because the movie that they did was
I was about to say.
disgusting.
And
They-
you know
they-
it's
they
fucked
didn't
up because
do it
there's
any
M Night
justice.
Shyamalan.
Yeah,
Shyamalan, ding,
say
dong.
that shit 5 times.
Shyamalan. But yeah, so he.
I don't know, man.
He butchered
Live
that
actions
shit.
just don't cut it. For
That's
me.
why it got to be official.
Yo,
The shit got to be super official.
is the Avatar thing they're doing? Is it a show? Is it like a series,
series. I
or is
think
it
it's
a
a
movie?
series.
It's gonna be a
Because
series.
you need a series for
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
it's
I
gonna
don't
be a
think you
series.
could do in 2 hours. You can't tell that story good.
Yeah.
Can't, bro.
You know what I mean?
There's too much depth in that. Like, but the special effects where they're at now,
Yeah.
they could definitely do that.
Silly fresh.
They could definitely do that. Like, they didn't really do it. Like Transformers, bro. That's live action. And
Yeah.
that should look crazy.
That Bumblebee movie was good though too.
The ones with what was
It
the one?
okay.
It
What was the one with the
okay,
Dinobots?
This is what Age of Extinction. That was
shit was fire.
I didn't like the last one. The last night, the show was trash. To me, and I
The Last
love-
Night's which one?
The
With
last night was the 5th Transformers. The last one Michael Bay did. It's like he just said, "Fuck it." You know what he did? He used IMAX cameras, so the aspect ratio is like humongous, and he filmed it. He mixed the footage with regular cameras,
So you can see the
you're
difference.
watching the movie. Next time you see it, and you see the aspect ratio go back and forth, like they just got lazy. They said, "Fuck it, just use the
throw it on
footage.
there.
Fuck it." Well,
I gotta. See.
nobody's gonna notice. But anyway,
You know it's crazy that during COVID, right, the height of it, they were finishing. I don't know if you ever watched The Blacklist on
oh, I started
is
it. I gotta get it.
amazing.
I'm actually.
Magie.
1 second. I'm sorry. I started watching The Sopranos. So once I'm done with that, which I'm already like at season 6. I want to jump out on the
Son,
Blacklist. shit.
Blacklist is crazy.
Yeah.
But in the last episode,
James Spader.
yeah, they actually didn't finish it. And they were filming it, so they did half of it, and then they needed because they got a cutoff time,
Right.
And they had to air it on I think what channel?
Oh, this is you're talking about the current season.
current season.
Okay.
So they had to animate it.
What?
Yeah, it was super corny.
serious?
Yeah, like so.
They should have just postponed it.
They have a contract agreement with they have to produce
Yeah.
the last episode, but the last episode was almost like fucking some corny anime shit. It was
For
like
Blacklist?
horrible, bro.
Crazy.
You
You got to do it right.
Yeah.
Like they and remember in Kill Bill they did that scene with the Japanese
Yeah.
killer.
Yeah, I like that.
That was dope.
Yeah, that
they,
was
they
dope.
blended that in with live action. They
Yeah.
had the little anime interlude or whatever. That was sick. You
But
got
they
you just
ended
got to
the
do it right.
season- The season with
Yeah.
that shit, I was like,
Oh,
what?
wow.
What are you doing? Because it was the last
They should have
episode.
postponed it. A lot of shit got postponed, man. Like the new Marvel shows on Disney Plus got moved back.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that what if shit.
Oh, that shit got
That
pushed
is-
back.
Well,
But yeah,
Mandalorian
so-
is coming out soon.
That's coming out.
Mandalorian, yeah.
I actually at the end of this month, I think, or November. Then you got WandaVision, and then Bucky, Falcon and Winter Soldier, which was supposed to come out in May. The shit got pushed back. But anyways, it is what it is. You know.
When is the Mandalorian coming out?
I think it's at the end of this month or next month.
Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween.
What
You guys got your silly little costumes and shit.
planned for Halloween?
Such a weird. Everything's closing, no? Again, back up to locking up shop.
I'm gonna start throwing
No,
eggs.
there's different zones right now that's happening, and I don't know. That's bro. All I know, they closed down schools too again, son. That shit just
Another curveball.
another curveball, yo.
Curveball.
It's
Yeah,
like-
but
gonna
I
do?
follow a lot of teachers on Instagram, and they say it's a challenge.
It's-
Imagine like imagine being in a classroom trying to teach 30 kids and who all need like individual attention to a degree. You know, now imagine doing that on a platform where
I'm giving teachers a whole new level of respect
Yeah.
because at home, I gotta scream at. We scream at Xavier. And I'm like, teachers can't scream at the kids or they
Yeah.
canthink threaten the kids. How
Right.
the hell they
Pay
calm
attention.
these kids down? Like,
Yeah, it's
you know,
crazy.
but it was funny. He was homeschool, like I think it was Thursday, and you hear a kid in the background goes, "This sucks." Yo,
Kid in his class.
kid in his class, and the teacher was like, "What's wrong, Danny? What's wrong?" And he's like, "I hate school now. It's no fun." And
Yeah, it's funny.
And it's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." It's like, it's difficult for them. It's
Yeah.
to engage. It's difficult enough when you're in there engaging the kids, but now to really get their attention when they're home and like
they're on a
kitchen or
device
their
that they
room
use for like
just went
playing
from the-
games to now having
to
to,
now
like,
having to
learn.
get serious.
Like,
It's a different, for a child's mind to adapt to that. It's crazy.
It almost makes it feel like this is gonna cause a whole new kind of learning method. Like not reading, not writing anymore, and just going because right now
Straight to the
with
screen.
your phone you can just like they don't even gotta type stuff in. They just put in the mic and like this.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be certain like the art of writing. You're not really gonna see it anymore. That's why at home we make them write, but you don't see that a lot.
Yeah.
And you don't see a lot of the stuff is visual now. Like this whole new methods, whole new practices happening that is literally gonna shift the way kids are, man.
Yeah.
And it's it's what you make out of it. Definitely, the parents need to be more present and patient, man. Like it does take its toll on you. Like I see it, like on us. Sometimes okay, I need to log out.
That's
I
where
need
the
to-
tolerance and patience comes in.
Yeah, man.
And
it's-
on that note, that's all it is. Like, I hope you
yo,
guys enjoyed
peace. Don't find peace, be peace.
That's it.
And then peace.
And then peace.